Hi and welcome to my live. I'm just waiting a couple of minutes. While I do that, I'm going to get a plate ready for the finished items. And a bowl. I'll get the other. Look. So today we're making let's find a big serving bowl. All the way underneath everything else, which doesn't help. So I'm just getting the plate out of the cupboard. It happens to be right at the bottom. So today we're making pakoras. It's like a snack or a starter. It's vegetarian and vegan. I'm just getting a plate out of the cupboard. It's vegetarian and vegan, but you can add meat to it if you like. That noise is just plates. I'm getting a plate out. So I made the mixture earlier when live. So now I'm just getting some tissue paper for the plate. So if you're wondering, you probably don't understand what I'm doing. So I was just getting a plate and some tissue paper. So I'll put the tissue paper on the plate, ready for when we finish cooking them. So the reason why I've got tissue paper is to soak up any excess oil that is on the pakoras. So pakoras are eaten in England. You get them from a takeaway. So this is the mixture. Hang on, my phone is wonky. Put the phone wonky on. So that probably help a little bit because it's not as wonky. So my hands are sticking in. So in this I've got peas, spring onion. So there's peas, spring onion and sweet potato. Now I'll show you the sweet potato in case you don't know, because you don't speak English, so you might not know. So this is a sweet potato. It's growing a leaf, so you just cut that off. So this is a sweet potato, and it's got onion in it. In German they call it onion Zwiebel. And what do they call the spring onion? I forgot now. It's called, I think it's called a Lauchzwiebel, but I'm not sure. So I just need to get a spoon as well for scooping out the mixture. So that's too small. So in this pan in there I've got oil. So the oil is from the other day. It's rapeseed oil. So you heat the pan up. So now we're going to get the mixture. So just so it doesn't spill everywhere. Hang on, because we don't want it to spill everywhere. So let's see, maybe this might work, or it might be the wrong ladle. Let's try the other ladle. We should try this ladle because it won't spill out of this one. So you have a ladle and you want to get rid of the excess from the bottom. So we'll have the ladle over the oil and scoop from the ladle into the oil. Ouch. And be careful you don't splash the oil all over your hands. A very hot oil. So you're going for a spoonful of mixture. Spoonful. And that's why you have the ladle, so it doesn't spill everywhere. So you scoop another ladle up. This way you don't spill lots into the pan. And you don't end up with lots of scraps. So you're going for a spoonful at a time. And it doesn't take very long to cook them. So that's the good thing. And you can eat these hot or cold. And you can have a dip with it, a yogurt dip with mint sauce. That's what a lot of people have. The mint sauce they also have with samosas. Or you can have ketchup with it. Or you can have some other chutney with it. So this is like a starter before you have your main course meal. And they have these at celebrations as well. Parties, birthday parties, whatever parties they have. I don't know, I haven't been to any parties because of the coronavirus. So I've not had any parties at the moment. So, in England I used to cook these because at the school where I used to sometimes volunteer, the kids used to have a party there, like for Eid. I would make some of these and send them for Eid parties. So those are the kind of parties they would have, or for our adult education. They used to have adult education classes. So they would celebrate and we used to take something and have a little party for them. So that's about enough. So I'll just clean my hands and show you what is in the pan. So there you can see what's in the pan. So you want them to go golden brown. So if I just put the phone back down, because you need to turn them over now. So I'll just put that back in there. So, because you have a German speaker on. So, machen kleines und dann das geht aus gelbe Farbe. Und dann wenn es geht nicht so lange, es geht schnell. Und wenn bekommen groß, all dieses, es bekommt fett, dick, dann das ist schon gemacht und es ist nur fertig. Es ist bereit auszumachen. Es geht nicht so lange in das Oil. Und das Oil ist Rapsoil. Kann auch Sonnenblumenöl machen, aber ich mag Rapsoil, weil ich habe Bauchschmerzen, ich habe Celiac Disease. Ich kann nicht viele essen. Deswegen dieses Kichererbsenmehl, das ist gemacht von Kichererbsenmehl, das ist okay für mich. Deswegen ich mache dieses. In meiner Familie, die machen dieses viele. In Großbritannien, meine Freundin machen dieses viele Mal in der Woche. Ich habe viele Freunde von vielen verschiedenen Ländern. Und die verschiedenen Länder kommen aus Türkei, auf Arabisch, auf Indien und Pakistanisch, auf Jamaika, auf Afrika, Marokko. In Großbritannien hat viele Freunde, aber hier in Deutschland keine. Nur 2, 3 in der Nähe, aber die arbeiten, kommen nicht so oft. Weil es ist Coronavirus, dann Leute können nicht kommen besuchen. So, wann machen dieses Gelbe? Das will schauen einen Moment. Dann ist es fertig gemacht. Oh, noch dieses, einen Moment. Dieses. So, es geht nicht so lange in the Oil. Es geht schnell. Und auch, wann machen viele, wann bekommen kalt, kann auch in der Gefrier, ein kleines Tute, kann in der Gefrier, you can put these in the freezer, I don't know how to say in German, in the Kühlschrank liegen, gefrier. You can freeze them. If you make a lot, you can freeze them as well, but you just have to let them cool down. Wann geht kalt, dann ein kleines Tute oder Dosen kann liegen und dann in der Gefrier kann kalt machen and then when brauchen can in the oven warmen. So I'll just show you in a minute what those look like. So that's what they look like when they're made. So you can freeze these as well when you've made a lot, because you can do it if you work or something like that and you don't have time to cook. You could do them at the weekend. I was just talking in German then, you probably didn't understand me because we did have a German person on. So what I was saying to the German lady was you can make these and then freeze them in small portions in your freezer, and then when you need to eat them you can just warm them. You can warm it in the microwave, but I find warming it in the microwave they become very soggy. You can also pop them in a toaster bag. If you defrost it overnight in the fridge, you can pop it in your toaster bag in your toaster as well to just reheat it. See, there is tips and tricks to doing things. There is shortcuts. For me personally, I experiment with everything and find ways of finding the shortcuts. Because nowadays people don't have time to be stood there waiting 10 hours just to make something. You want to do the shortcuts because you want to make your life easier, because you don't want to be standing there cooking all day long. So if you do a batch like this, you can freeze half of it or whatever. And the best thing is you just do it in those small Ziploc bags, and that way you can get the air out of it as well. And it won't take as much space in your freezer if you have a little freezer. And this is an inexpensive meal. It doesn't cost much to make this kind of a meal. And I'm not like saying it doesn't cost money, because it does cost some money. You can spend a bit more and get more. Like you could put salmon into it, because I do have salmon, but I've not put that in because I'm trying to make it without meat. But you can put salmon pieces into it if you want to be fancy. You can put tuna into it, because I know Helen likes tuna. But when you add things like salmon and tuna, you have to like put it like this time. When you're putting the mixture into the oil, you add the ingredients there and then. Don't leave it like for 1 hour like when I've left the mixture. So if you want to know how I made the mixture will be on YouTube, because I've loaded the video onto there. I had a problem earlier. After I came off my live, Instagram locked me out again. It said suspicious activity for some reason. So I don't know why. It probably doesn't like me doing my lives. Probably somebody's complained, oh, she's doing food videos on live. But I'm not hurting anybody. I'm just trying to show people how to do food. Maybe some food companies complained I'm doing videos. So, but I'm just trying to help my followers have a healthy lifestyle. I'm not gaining any money, or I'm not a 50 million account. I've only got 300 people on my account. I'm not trying to get a 50 million account or anything. So that's what I was saying to my family. I can't believe how many times Instagram's locked me out. So I've just plated it up, and as you can see, you put it on some tissue paper once you've cooked it, once you've drained the oil out. So the tissue paper just acts as it absorbs just any excess oil, so then you get more fat coming off the oil. I mean, not the oil, more fat coming off the actual pakora, so then you've got less fat. So you're eating a bit less fat as well. And then you'll get less heartburn. I just tasted a little bit of the peas. The little piece that was there. So, tastes okay. I think there's enough spices in it. So always test a piece just to make sure it's got enough spices. Because you could always add more salt. Don't add too much salt, because if you add too much salt to begin with, you can't take away the salt. So what I'll do is I'll just get one and show you to open up so you can see what it looks like inside. So that's the one I got. So it's really hot as well, it's burning my hand. So if I just open it up, you can just kind of see. So inside you want it cooked so it's like fluffy. The camera's not focusing. So inside you can see it's fluffy and cooked. It's not raw. Same here. And you can see all the bubbles that's inside it. That's just naturally the mixture, because I mixed it in the cake mixer. So when it's fluffy like that and it's gone in the oil, it's gone fluffy. So I'm just going to taste this one. Yeah, it tastes fine. I couldn't really taste it with the little piece, the little sample. So you want to taste the big one just to make sure that it tastes okay, so to make sure that the salt content and everything's fine. And it tastes fine. Yeah, it's got enough salt and pepper and spices in it. Well, like I said, you can always add more spices to it. But you can't take the salt out if you put too much salt in it. That's what I say to my family, don't put too much things in. Just going to get some water. I've not had much water today. So the peas that you get, if you buy frozen ones, not only are they cheaper to buy the frozen ones because they're fresher, not only are they cheaper, but they're also fresher because when they freeze the peas, they're frozen like practically within the few hours that they're picked. So the vitamins are in the peas, and the peas taste really nice and like, you know, as peas. But when you buy the peas from the shop, you don't know how long those peas are being in storage, and you don't know how long the peas, unless you grow your own peas at home. What else you can add to this is chives. I forgot to say that. You can add chives to it. So all the dried herbs you can add to it. You can buy like a mixed jar of herbs. I think the cost in Germany, you can get a mixed jar for 99 cents. I'm not sure if it's 200 grams or something like that. So you can buy good quality products for inexpensive prices from like Aldi and Lidl and Netto. They even have a Netto here. They have some other shops, but I don't really go to these other shops because they're not in the nearby vicinity. So apparently there's a shop called Norma. I used to have a friend called Norma. So there's a shop called Norma and there's a shop called Teddy. Well, I don't really shop at these shops. There's a shop called Penny, but it's quite far away. I only go to that Penny shop if I go to this particular mall. So Penny is related to, I think, Riva. So I regularly go to Riva. There's a big Riva superstore that I go to. So these kind of supermarkets will have like their own brand of herbs and spices. So if you live in the UK, there will be shops like Tesco's and Asda. They will have their own brand of products. So if you look for their own brand, they're still good quality and they'll save you money as well. I mean, I buy a lot of branded products as well, but I'm just saying, you know, with the pandemic and that, I know a lot of people are on furlough. Is it called furlough? Furlough schemed. You know, there was one lady on Instagram and she was always complaining about being on furlough, but I don't know what her name was because she was on my big Instagram. She was a diamond painter as well. So to save money, yeah, you should try to just, what I would suggest is if you're going to buy your own brand of product, just buy one packet first just to try it out, see if it tastes good, see if it's to your liking, and then if it is, then you know to buy that product again. Like my favourite baking product is Dr. Oetker. That is my favourite, but they do cost a bit more than the other brands. Then my second brand is a brand called Roof, and then there's Kathy. They have all different ones. So I just whatever they have in the supermarket, what's available, I usually just get that if there's nothing else. Because it's not about the branding, it's about what you can add to it, because you can add other things to it. The trick is to add value to something. Same with like your diamond painting. It might look like a boring diamond painting, but if you add Swarovski crystals to it, you can make a €10 painting into looking like a $1 million painting. The trick is knowing what to use. That's what a lot of what these chefs do. That's how they learn how to become a gourmet chef, because they practice and they learn and stuff. So I think I'll just put a couple more in. So with anything in life, you just have to keep practicing at things, and the more you learn, the more you get better at things. That's just general life. So I don't know how many pakoras it makes. I just keep going until it's finished. So these ones have, the oil is dry. So what you do, you just move them across and then put the next ones next to it, because you don't want to be putting the oily ones on top of the ones that I've already. So what you do, you just place it next to it. You don't want to put it on top of the other ones. And you want to leave it on a plate open, because if you put it in a container with a lid on it, they will go soggy. You don't want you want crispy pakoras, not soggy ones. I have to keep washing my hands. The oil. So I think that's it. If you got any questions, I'll put this on YouTube, because it'll take me a while to do the rest of the mixture, but I'll just show you the ones in the oven, not in the oven, in the cooking pot. So when you're cooking it, you want a deep cooking pot. So I'll just show you how deep this is. So I don't know how many centimeters it is, but it's a deep cooking pot. So the reason why I use a deep one is you don't want the oil to splash out, and because you want the pakoras to cook properly, so use a deep pan. And it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter if you have a non-stick pan, because that's a non-stick pan. It just means that any mixture doesn't get stuck to the bottom of the pan. But yeah. You could also do it in I do have a Tefal frying thingy, one of those that you cook chips and stuff in it. Not an air fryer, proper one with the oil in it. But I prefer just cooking it like this, because you can turn the heat up and down on it. And plus washing those other things is just too messy. So that's it then, that's the mixture, and then that's the product. So I'll put this video onto YouTube, and then if you want to watch it, it'll be on there. So I want to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.